What does it mean to be a sigma male? How is it different from being an alpha or a beta? And why are so many people fascinated by these archetypes? For years, conversations about personality and dominance have centered around the idea of the alpha male, the leader, the confident one at the top of the hierarchy. On the opposite side was the beta male, often portrayed as the follower, the one who avoids conflict, the one who isn't dominant. But in recent years, a new archetype has emerged, one that doesn't fit into this binary, the sigma male. The alpha and beta framework originally came from animal behavior studies, especially early research on wolf packs. Scientists once thought that wolves lived in strict hierarchies, with a dominant alpha at the top and submissive betas beneath. That model was applied to humans to describe leaders versus followers. Later research showed wolf packs are more family-oriented than hierarchical, but the alpha and beta terms stuck. In human psychology and pop culture, the alpha became the symbol of dominance, leadership, and charisma. The beta became shorthand for cooperation, submission, or lack of dominance. This simple binary shaped how people thought about personality for decades. But not everyone fit. Some people didn't identify with dominating others, nor did they identify with following. Enter the sigma archetype. The sigma male is often described as the lone wolf, someone who operates outside the traditional hierarchy altogether. Instead of competing to be on top or avoiding conflict at the bottom, the sigma walks his own path. He's independent, self-reliant, often introverted, but still powerful in his own right. This idea exploded online because it gave a voice to people who didn't feel like they belonged to either group. Think of figures like John Wick, Keanu Reeves in real life, or even Batman. They're not alphas in the traditional sense, because they don't need to lead the pack. They're not betas, because they aren't submissive or dependent. They carve their own lane. From a psychological perspective, we can tie these archetypes to Carl Jung's work on archetypes. Jung believed there were universal symbols and roles in the collective unconscious that influence behavior across cultures. The alpha connects to archetypes like the king, the warrior, or the hero, the ones who dominate, lead, and protect. The beta connects to archetypes like the caregiver, the everyman, or the innocent, those who value harmony, service, and belonging. The sigma connects to the outlaw, the explorer, or the sage, figures who operate on the edges, who value freedom, who don't need validation from others. Seen this way, these archetypes aren't boxes, but symbolic roles people can shift in and out of. When we talk about the alpha male psychologically, we're talking about dominance, leadership, and recognition. The alpha thrives in groups. He has confidence, decisiveness, and charisma. His strengths are obvious. He takes charge, he inspires others, and he projects power. But his weaknesses are just as real: arrogance, aggressiveness, and a heavy reliance on validation from others. In relationships, alphas often play the role of protector and provider. They're ambitious and often attractive, but they may struggle with compromise or vulnerability. In careers, they aim for leadership positions, entrepreneurship, or anything that allows them to command and influence. The beta male is different. While the word beta has become an insult online, betas actually have strong qualities. They're cooperative, loyal, and empathetic. They're the people who keep teams together, the ones who avoid unnecessary conflict, the ones who often think about group harmony. Their weaknesses might include lack of assertiveness or over-reliance on authority figures, but they bring emotional intelligence and stability. In relationships, they can be nurturing, dependable partners. In careers, they excel in collaborative roles, service-oriented fields, or positions where structure and teamwork matter. Betas may not dominate, but they often sustain the systems that alphas lead. Then we have the sigma male. Psychologically, he breaks the mold. The sigma doesn't crave dominance or status. He doesn't need validation. He prefers freedom, self-mastery, and independence. He may be introverted, but he's not insecure. He may be quiet, but he's not weak. His strengths include adaptability, resilience, and the ability to walk away from toxic environments. His weaknesses can include isolation, difficulty with authority, and struggles forming close bonds. In relationships, Sigmas are mysterious, selective, and often misunderstood. They don't settle easily, but when they do, they commit deeply. In careers, they thrive in creative fields, entrepreneurship, or unconventional paths that allow independence. So, how do these types compare? The alpha thrives within the hierarchy. The beta finds safety in the hierarchy. The sigma operates outside the hierarchy altogether. None is automatically better or worse. They're simply different strategies for survival, identity, and growth. It's important to remember that these archetypes are simplifications. Real people are complex. Not all alphas are aggressive. Not all betas are weak. Not all sigmas are lone wolves. These are models to think with, not boxes to lock yourself into. That said, the sigma has gained attention in modern culture because it resonates with people rejecting traditional authority and hierarchies. It gives them an identity that feels more authentic, especially in a world that prizes individualism. In terms of deeper psychology, these archetypes reflect universal male drives. The alpha represents the drive for dominance. The beta represents the drive for belonging. The sigma represents the drive for autonomy. And every person has elements of all three within them. Some people lean more toward one, but circumstances, culture, and personal growth shape where someone sits. You can see these archetypes in real-life figures. Elon Musk, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or military leaders reflect alpha energy, driven, charismatic, visibly dominant. Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings embodies beta traits, loyal, dependable, caring. John Wick, Steve Jobs, or Keanu Reeves reflect sigma traits, independent, unconventional, quietly powerful. These archetypes aren't just labels. They're stories we tell about human behavior. So what do you do with this knowledge? The key is not to idolize one or put down another, but to use them for self-awareness. If you resonate with alpha energy, focus on balancing confidence with humility. If you resonate with beta energy, build assertiveness while maintaining your empathy. If you resonate with sigma energy, find ways to balance independence with meaningful connection. None of these are fixed identities. They're roles you can grow into, out of, or balance depending on the situation. As society evolves, these archetypes may evolve too. Already we see discussions of gamma, delta, and omega males. More, attempts to refine the spectrum. But at the root, it's all about timeless human struggles, the need for power, the need for belonging, and the need for freedom. The sigma, alpha, and beta labels will keep circulating because they give us simple ways to understand complicated dynamics. The alpha leads, the beta follows, the sigma walks alone. Each has strengths, weaknesses, and lessons to teach. The truth is, you don't have to fit perfectly into any one category. You can learn from each and integrate the parts that help you grow. So ask yourself, are you driven more by dominance, by belonging, or by freedom? Do you thrive in the spotlight, in supportive roles, or in independence? Your answer may shift over time, and that's okay. Archetypes are not cages. They're mirrors that help us reflect on who we are and who we want to become. Thank you for joining this deep exploration of sigma male psychology versus alpha and beta. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Which archetype do you resonate with most, and how has it shaped your life?